Curious what to stock up on and how to do it and get better organized? Stick around as we get into that in the question of the day. What's going on, guys? Matt in the hat. Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. You are tuned in to the hot list. I come to you on Monday through Friday each and every week, and we hang out and talk real estate. We talk about properties that are new to the market, been on the market, and had a recent price reduction, or there's something unique about the property I want to share with you guys and want to make sure people know. I also answer a question of the day that is submitted by you, the viewer, and to figure out how you can get your question answered, stick around to the end of the episode. And of course, last but not least, I recognize and thank a sponsor of the week each and every week. If you are a sponsor and interested, make sure that you stick around to the end, and I will get you some information as well. If you guys are checking this out on Facebook, make sure you comment hashtag live, hashtag replay, depending on how you're watching this, so I know. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, thank you for stopping by, checking it out. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those bell notifications so as I bring new videos to you guys, you can come check them out. And of course, last but not least, if you're listening to this on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, make sure that you leave me a review, leave me a comment, let me know where you're listening to it at, and let me know what you like, what you don't like about the podcast. The property we're talking about today, 922 Neosho Street, right here in Emporia. It is a very cool two-story house. It's got 4 beds, 2.5 baths. It's got 1,689 square feet of finished space, currently listed for 174.9, courtesy of Eck Real Estate. So what I love about this house, it is a very beautiful house, and it is a older house, recently remodeled, and it's got tons of natural light. And y'all know by now, if you listen to this on the regular, I am a sucker for a front porch. This house has it, and it is very inviting, very welcoming, and make sure you check it out. On the main floor, you've got a bedroom, half bath, and you've got laundry. Heading up the stairs, what they have done is made a very cool reading nook at the top of the landing. So they have a chair there, you can just hang out and read. So that is very, very cool. I love that. Like I said, it is recently remodeled, so they have updated hardwood throughout the house. It is also fenced in and got a good sized yard. So make sure you check it out. All you got to do while it is still available, just click on the link in the description. It'll take you right to my website. You can see the pictures for yourself and just see how incredible this house is. If you have any questions or want to schedule a showing while you're on the website, all you got to do is just shoot me a message, reach out to me, and I can get that rolling for you. Or you can come back to Facebook, shoot me a message there as well. Before I get into the question of the day, I do want to recognize and thank our sponsor of the week this week, and that is the gym right here in Emporia. No, not that kind of gym. This kind of gym is where you get your 12, 16 ounce curls on and watch any type of sporting events. They have a pool table, they have darts, they've got TVs all throughout there. Whether you want to sit at the bar, sit in a booth. It's recently been remodeled, redone. Like I said, I've been there multiple times myself. It is a phenomenal space, really great, and Matt has done a lot of work on that place. And if you get hungry, they don't have a kitchen, but they do have cold plates. And so you get some meat, you get some cheese, you get some bread. You can make your own sandwich while you drink whatever you're drinking on. So make sure you check out the link in the description. It is going to take you to their Facebook page for their latest announcements and events. You can contact them directly through there, either through email or pick up the phone and call them. And they do have daily excuse me, daily drink specials. So just message them on Facebook and see what they're doing. Wait one. All right. Had to get some water, so feeling a little better. Question of the day. The question of the day is submitted by a viewer listener of the show podcast, and you can get your message or question to me either through Facebook or through my website as well. Wherever you're listening to this at, if you leave something in the comments, it will notify me, get to me as well. And I would love to answer your question, get it on the show, and keep this rolling. I've been doing this for over a year now, and every question I answer every single day is submitted by a viewer. So thank you so much for the questions. I greatly appreciate it as well. Question of the day. What advice would you have on stocking up and storing food or supplies right now? As somebody who doesn't typically do this, I did put in a little legwork, some research, people that I know are preppers, as well as some things that are online. And what I've put together is a list of the 6 most common themes and ideas that has worked for people, as well as what I could find online. So we're going to talk about 6 need to knows for you pantry preppers. Uh, let's face it, right now, people are still staying home and avoiding crowds. Some of them are beginning to turn into home prepping in order to cut back on trips to the stores and just kind of make things last a little bit longer and avoid shortages. Unfortunately, like many of us, they're starting to feel overwhelmed, especially from some of the people that I've talked to that I know do this or have reached out to me about this as well. When times get hard, that's when it's time to stock up and just create a little stash for you. So you never know what's going to happen. It's for those just in case moments. Then it comes to maintaining your pantry once it is stocked and organized, as well as being able to find what you're searching for in the process. One of the biggest keys to success, from what I was reading and the people I spoke with as well, organization is one of the biggest keys to success in making this happen. So we're going to roll through 6 need to knows about pantry prepping. Number 1, what you should store. I figured this is a great place to start because people don't know where to start. So first things first, what to store. I would recommend starting with shelf-stable foods like canned vegetables, canned fruits, meats, some crushed tomatoes, dry goods like pasta, rice, and beans. Also, don't forget your cooking supplies like cooking oil, flour, or cornmeal. And for some of us that like things a little bit sweeter, don't forget your sugar or honey. From there, that's kind of your basics of where to start. From there, it's going to be a matter of what your family likes or what your family is going to eat. Maybe you guys like tacos, so get some taco shells, pasta sauces, cereals, popcorns. Don't forget condiments or dressings as well. The list goes on, and I'm trying to give some generals because I can't answer what it would be for your family. Only you would be able to do that. Just a side note, while I am talking about stocking your pantry, if you have pets, don't be an ass. Make sure you stock up on snacks, treats, as well as plenty of food for them. Doesn't matter if it's dry or wet. Sometimes it's whatever you can get a hold of. Just make sure you stock up on those as well. Don't forget your pets. That's kind of a dick move. I keep an extra bag of dog food for the 3 demons that I have here, and I want to make sure I'm taking care of them just like I'm taking care of family. Number 2 is organizing for easy access. I mentioned this, that The reoccurring theme that everybody was telling me was organization is a successful key to prepping. So this means don't just stick items where they fit or just shove them back in there to make them fit. Recommended is starting from scratch. So pull everything completely out of your pantry, completely off your shelves. Clean the area down because let's face it, when's the last time you did it? And then place everything back in an organized and reasonable way. What is a reasonable way? For example, grouping similar items together like canned veggies or fruits. This makes them easier to find. And if you would avoid shoving a bunch of random items together, like I said, to make more room, this by doing that, it's just going to lead to confusion, thinking that you have something that you don't actually have, and it's going to make items that much harder to locate and find. Number three is labeling. Label everything. This is actually a page right out of my wife's book. She is a little more organized when it comes to this than I am, and mostly for her because of her OCD. But label the shelves once everything is organized. This reminds you what goes where and or what you had there if you happen to run out and forget. So don't just fill that gap. By labeling it, it allows you to remember what is there, and you won't fill up empty spaces with just random shit that you find. I'm not saying to micromanage the labeling. Just use common sense. Veggies, fruits, meats, whatever system you have. That way you can do it. I mean, you could do what we have done. Again, not recommended. But my wife has. We have green beans. We have corn. We have peas. We have what else do we have all kinds of shit, and she's just got it labeled. But make this a family event. You want something to do with your kids, you want to get them involved, spend some time with them, get them involved, and make it a family event. This ensures, wait for it, this ensures your kids know where things are as well, and maybe that will help make them or work on making them a little more self-sufficient than what they are now. Number four, remember FIFO. Uh, this is the biggest struggle of my wife. That's why this is my job. She does the labeling. I do the FIFO, which is the first in, first out. I do this because in the past we've had too many items expire because instead of moving things from the back to front or from bottom to top, we just stock things in the front. And this is an area that a lot of people struggle because not everybody will think about or considering rotating the stock. So with the first in, first out, the new items always go to the rear of the pantry, shelf, freezer, fridge, whatever the case it is. Whatever the case it is, the new items always go to the rear and pull the older items closer to the front so they're easier to reach. As you take items out, just make sure that you move everything up behind it. This makes it closer to grab, like I mentioned, and it allows for open space behind them to be filled with the new items that you're picking up. Number five is shelving and storage additions. I included this because we personally don't have a pantry currently. We have added some additional shelves in our basement. You can do the same thing if you don't have a pantry or your pantry is limited and you need some overflow. I would recommend adding these in a way that makes stocking and access to them easier. For us, it's not so easy, but we know where it is. We just have to walk an additional 30 feet. Whether it's standalone shelves, walk behind shelves, roll out shelves, whatever the case may be, with doing it with these style, it does make it easier to place new items in the back of current stock and rotate the newer items towards the front so they're closer, and you make sure you use them before they expire. And finally, number 6, emergency storage. This is kind of how we got started in this. Generally, pantries are stocked with items that people are actually going to use and rotate through them over time. There are times, especially here in the Midwest, when emergencies or disasters happen and people have backup pantries. With a backup pantry, the key to these, making sure these items have an extremely long shelf life. So items like items that are freeze dried, vacuum sealed, bottled water, something along those lines, are MREs, whatever the case may be, those are going to have a very long shelf life, and you could keep those as an emergency stock, emergency storage. I would recommend, if you have this, because this has bitten us in the ass a time or two, check your expiration dates. Check them once, maybe twice a year. If they are about to expire, just take those items and put them in your main pantry so you can use them before they expire. Or, if you are an outdoor person, outdoor family, you go camping, you go boating, you go hiking, whatever the case may be, take those items with you so you use them and not just have to throw them away. So that's it. Those are the top 6 need to knows for pantry preppers. So number 1 was what you should store. Generally, you want things with a shelf stable food like canned veggies, fruits, meats, dry goods like pastas, beans, rice. Don't forget your cooking oil and as well. Number 2 is organizing for easy access. I recommended starting from scratch, pull everything out, place back in an organized manner, group like items like things together, so it just makes it a little bit simpler and easier. Number 3, label everything. You don't have to micromanage like my wife does with green beans, peas, carrots, corn. You don't have to do that. That's a little excessive. You can just do a general label of veggies, fruits, pasta sauces, whatever the case may be. Just use your best judgment and common sense. Number 4 was FIFO, first in, first out. Rotating so nothing expires I would put this at number 2 behind organization. That way you're constantly rotating the oldest items to the front, newest items to the back, and staying on top of it. Number 5 was shelving and storage additions. If you have a pantry and need overflow, you don't have a pantry like us where we've had to install some additional shelving, just do it in an organized way and relatively close to where the kitchen is. And of course, number 6 was the emergency storage for emergencies, disasters. Consider items that are freeze dried, vacuum sealed, bottled water, and check your expiration dates. So if they're going to expire, just make sure you use them in your main pantry or if you go camping or hiking. So that's it. That's gonna do it. What do you guys think? Did I miss anything? Was there anything that you thought would be in here or wanted to be in here that I didn't bring up, I didn't mention? And how do you guys stock up your pantry or overflow? I would be curious to know. Wherever you're listening to this, just make sure you drop them in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys and get a little conversation going. So that's what I got for you guys today in the hot list. So thanks for watching with Matt in the Hat, Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. I do this because your experience matters and should be trusted with a veteran. Y'all have a phenomenal Wednesday, and I will see you back in here tomorrow. Take care.